Hello, I'm Joe Locklear. If you'll commit to spend the next 15 to 20 minutes with me, I promise you I'm going to give you something that could absolutely be life-changing, especially in your financial life. This is a free real estate investor education event. It's presented by myself and my son, Adam Locklear. The title of this class is Zombie House Flippin' versus the Real Flippin' World. And it was prepared by myself and my son, Adam. You know, over the weekend, I was watching TV and I saw 2 or 3 shows on HGTV about flipping houses. Now, I enjoy watching these shows. I either find myself laughing, learning something, or yelling at the TV. When I yell at the TV is when they begin to do things that just aren't true. And so I want to tell you a little bit about one particular show that I watched and how I would compare it to the real world. Zombie house flipping. You know, these TV shows are entertaining, but you got to be real careful when you look at the numbers that they tell you. I'm going to be kind and say these numbers are a joke, but they are not accurate and they are not the real world. Now, there's a lot of drama and it's funny and it's fun to watch. They'll fall in a pool or pour water on each other's head. They'll tear down a wall and find something in it. I mean, there's a lot of drama. And I'm going to be honest with you, Adam and I were interviewed for one of these shows, but after watching them and after speaking with them, they told us, you know, you can't just do your own thing. You've got to follow our script. Because if the drama isn't there, you're not going to have a show. People aren't going to watch it. And that's probably true, but you need to understand that you are watching entertainment. When you watch these shows, the drama is 100% staged. But guess what? I love to watch them anyway. What I want you to do is look at some numbers. Now, I didn't match the numbers exactly, but I'm going to give you the gist of exactly what the numbers were on this particular house flip. The purchase price was $150,000. The projected renovation cost was $80,000, and of course this was an estimate. The sales price was projected at $275,000. And all those numbers may be perfectly accurate, and that left a profit of $45,000. Now, this is how it was presented. Purchase price less renovation cost subtracted from the sales price equals the profit. So let me ask you this. Looks like the investment here was about $230,000, and the profit was projected at $45,000. Would you do this deal? Okay. As I was going through the show, there was a storyline. It started with the realtor calling one of the guys with a pocket listing and said, hey, here's a deal I can get you. It's $150,000. I'm calling you before it goes on the market. Now, in reality, how often does this happen? You can make it happen, but you have to build that relationship. So understand, this just isn't going to happen to you. You're not going to step into this market as a newbie and have realtors calling you with their very best deals. You've got to earn that right. So the zombie flippers buy it, $150,000. Now, the next 40 minutes of the show is the drama, the jokes, the rehab stuff, and you can learn some good stuff here. One thing that always tickles me is they take down a wall a lot of times, but they don't talk about the structural implications of that. Especially if it's on a crawl space, you may have to go under there and rebuild foundations because you've taken a uniformly distributed load and changed it to a concentrated load at 2 points. And if you don't have a built-up footer under there, you're not going to do that. But they do it. So remember, this is not the real world, it is entertainment. So after 40 minutes of going through that, then they'll look at the deal, and it's always bad news and good news. This particular one, the bad news was the rehab was $10,000 over budget. But the good news is the value is really $285,000, not $275,000. So they staged the home. The home's beautiful. They do some really good work, and the home sells to the first couple that comes through the open house. They go over the numbers again and state the profit was $45,000. Does this process sound familiar? You can go from show to show, and even though the details will change, the theme is pretty much always the same. But again, I love watching them. It's very enjoyable. Let's talk about the real world. Let's look at this same deal. The TV Zombie Flippers stated a $45,000 profit. Now, I'm not going to be as nice here because I'm going to tell you that's a flat lie, as a lot of expenses were undisclosed. Let me show you some of the expenses that they didn't even put on their pro forma. How about the purchase closing cost? When you buy a home, you've got some closing cost. So I'm just allocating about $600 to that. When you sell a home, you're going to pay real estate commissions and some closing cost. Just a real estate commission is 6%, so I'm allocating 8%, which would include the closing cost. And by the way, we've done hundreds and hundreds of homes. The last time I looked, I think I was up around 800 somewhere. And my son Adam has been with me 7 years. He's probably up around 200 or 300. So, you know, we're not just guessing at these numbers. We know what they are. It cost about 8% to sell a home of the sales price, which I think was $285. So that's $22,800 that they did not disclose on this TV show. You got to pay for lights and water while you're renovating. That's about $600. And the homes are always beautifully staged. Well, guess what? That's not free. So I'm going to say another $2,000 is going to have to be allocated for staging costs. You need insurance. You know, if something happens, the house burns down, you got to have it insured. There's another $600. And then last but not least, where'd the money come from? I would say that if you went to a lender, a hard money lender that's going to lend on a rehab, it's going to cost you at least 12%. It may be 2 points and 10%. No matter how they mix it up, it's about 1% a month. By the way, the time frames on these houses from the time they buy them until the time they sell them, I know they have to have it shown as, oh, we're going to do this in 6 or 8 weeks. People, it's not going to happen. The average time to flip a house is 4 to 6 months. That's just real life. So I'm putting the cost of the money at $13,800. So against that $45,000 stated profit, I can show you where there are $40,400 of unallocated costs. Their real profit was about $4,600. And guess what? There were 4 of them involved in this deal. So let me ask you again, would you do this deal? So, you know, my numbers may not be perfect, and they could argue with me and say, oh, we didn't have to do this or that. I'm telling you the real world here. You better have real good profit if you go into a flip deal, and you better understand how to figure it up front. Again, you know, these flipping shows are entertainment, but there is some real good money to be made flipping houses. My son Adam and I recently did a flip. Our profit was $93,000. It was an unusually good flip. And guess what? We turned it in 30 days because all we did was a little cleanup. So there is really big money in this business if you learn how to do it right. But you're not going to learn that from watching TV. The quickest and safest way to become an expert home flipper is by getting some real mentoring. Again, TV shows, entertainment. If you want to learn this, how to do it right, you need some real experts to show you how. We are going to present a mentoring session. It will be a group mentoring session early 2018, and I want to tell you about it. The purpose of it is to show you exactly how to make a 6-figure real estate investing income in 2018. And let me tell you, I've been doing this 35 years. I know what I'm doing. I've done hundreds of flips. I'm not big on the guru circuit. This is our actual first offering of mentoring. But I'm going to tell you, we have some things included in it. It's going to include our book, The Secret to Real Estate Investing, and our entire 12-hour course called The Pathways course. It's a 3-month program. It's going to be a group program with a lot of individual attention given. It begins on Saturday, 1/13, and the final class is going to be on Wednesday, 3/28 of 2018. Let me tell you a little bit about these classes. We're going to begin with a mastermind session in which we're going to do a lot of planning. Now, the prerequisite is for you to go through our 12-hour course, because it's going to give you a lot of background and a tremendous amount of education. We also would like you to read our book. It's, I think, 235 pages. You can sit down and you can read it, and probably 4, 5, 6 hours at least in a day. And there's a tremendous amount of education there. This, again, is included with the course. So you need this to get your good background of education. So you come in, we're not teaching you the basics. We're going to teach you those before this mentoring session. We're going to teach you with video and with a book. Then we're going to hand you a questionnaire. We're going to ask you to fill out this private questionnaire. Yes, there'll be some personal stuff on there, but we're not going to disclose it to anybody else. We got to know where you are before we can help you to design your path to get where you want to go. And we got to know where you want to go. We got to know some things about your assets and your abilities. So again, this is going to be personalized. We're not going to share it with other people. We're going to ask you to bring it to the class. And we'll talk about some main factors, but this is going to be kept private. So we're going to help you create your master plan and analyze what you need for success. And every class that we do, whether it's a webinar or a live in-class session, you're going to be able to ask lots of questions and you're going to get the right answers. Following up on that Saturday on January 23rd from 8 to 9 p.m. is going to be a technical webinar. Now, we're going to have 3 of these because you've got to learn a lot about real estate, but you also have to learn a lot of technical things. Where to find information, where to find buyers, how to find sellers, how to buy houses, how to fill out contracts. All of that is going to be handled in 3 different webinars. Most of them will be on Tuesday or Wednesday night from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. where we're going to actually demonstrate. We're going to go to websites. We're going to show you how to look things up. My son Adam is going to do these, and he's going to actually demonstrate things to you, not just tell you about them. And again, we'll stay online for as long as it takes to answer your questions. Okay, then on January 31st, we're going to have a group mentoring session. Now, when we do the first session, which is on a Saturday, that's going to take a little while to really find out where everybody is. Each of these other, I think we have 3 more sessions that will be live sessions, is going to be tailored to give everybody exactly what you need. Nobody's going to be left out. Next, we're going to have the coup de grace, which will be an all-day bus trip and a boot camp. We're going to teach you how to estimate repairs on houses, and my son Adam's going to teach you how to figure the values of houses. These are the 2 areas where most people fail. You really, really got to learn this, and you can't learn it just in a classroom. So we're going to give you some estimating forms. We're going to show you how to fill them out. I've been a general contractor for over 30 years. I'm very, very good with estimating the rehabs and putting that together. I have an engineering background, so we're going to really teach you what you're doing in the renovation business. You're going to take these estimates out in the field, and we're going to look at some houses. You're going to fill out the estimates. And again, you're going to be doing this. It's mentoring, but you're going to be doing things hands-on because that's the only way you're going to learn. Then I'm going to take your estimates. I'm going to go over them with you in detail, show you where I thought you did good and where I thought you may have missed something. And when you get through, you are going to be an expert at doing a preliminary estimate on what it takes to rehab a house. We're also going to show you some structural issues and some things to look for. This will be a tremendous learning session on this Saturday boot camp and bus trip. I mean, this is where the rubber hits the road. We're going to go back to another technical webinar, teach you a lot more, which you're going to need a lot of the technical end of the business on Tuesday night, February 20th. Then we're going back in the classroom with more marketing to buy, marketing to sell. We're going to talk about flipping and rentals and a ton of other stuff. We're going to do the 3rd and final tech webinar. And these webinars, again, I mean, I could go into a description on them, but it's going to be everything you need. Basically, the technical end of the business is going to be explained to you in detail. And then the final class is going to be in class here at the Salem Center. It's going to be a mentoring session on Wednesday night from 6:30 to 9:30. We're going to go again back into the marketing to buy, marketing to sell, flipping, rentals. You know, you can't learn all this in 2 hours or 1 hour or 1 day. It's going to take some in-class time to really get you everything that you need. And then at the end, we're going to challenge you. We're going to tell you what you need to do to move forward. And then we're going to have a little graduation party and maybe even some awards. Okay, the location of all the in-class mentoring sessions will be here at the Salem Center, 7235 Bonneval Road, Jacksonville, Florida, 32256. If you want to join and take advantage of this mentoring, I want you to go to secretreimentoring.com. And I'll tell you, space is limited, and I'm really looking forward to this. I'm excited about it. My goal, I'm 65 now. I'm not going to be doing this after I'm 70, and my goal is to see about 500 to 1,000 people be successful in this business. And I've been teaching people for 30 years. And I'm good at it. I promise you, if you will come in and let us mentor you, myself and my son Adam, we'll put you on the right path. This may be your best chance of achieving real success in this business. And to me, real success is first or second year, a 6-figure income. And then after that, the sky's the limit. So I hope to see you at our mentoring class. Thanks for watching this, and adios.